What is up, guys? Decided to start a new live stream. We're going to go ahead and discuss 49ers versus the Tennessee Titans. 49ers versus Tennessee Titans. Right now, it is halftime. So I did miss the first two quarters, but it's okay. It doesn't look like there's been much scoring action, but 49ers are up 10-0 at the halftime. 49ers are up 10-0 at the halftime. And right now, we're going to go ahead and wait for that to come back so that we can go ahead and keep you updated, uh, touchdown by touchdown, play by play, first down by first down. Right now, it is halftime 10-0, 10-0, halftime. It is halftime 10-0 at the moment right now. 49ers are up 10-0. 49ers are up 10-0. By the way, guys, coming very soon. I'm going to be doing some merchandise for the channel. And once I get that available, I'll be sure to share that with you. Right now, we are tuning into the 49ers versus the Tennessee Titans. And at the moment, right now, the score is 10-0 halftime. It is 10-0 halftime at the moment, waiting for the game to come back. Created a new live stream for today for Thursday Night Football to keep everyone tuned in, keep everyone excited. So right now the score is 10-0 at the half. It is 10-0 at the half. Right now it is halftime. It is halftime. 10-0. 49ers against Tennessee. Tennessee right now needs this victory. Right now they have been, on kind of a losing streak lately. They have been able to, maintain first place for a pretty good part of the season. But right now they're 9-5, and the Colts are 8-6. So if Tennessee loses this game today, they will be 9-6, which means that if the Colts win their next game, they both will be tied for 9-6. And depending on the divisional and conference um, records can determine whether or not the Colts will take the lead. The Colts may potentially take the lead. So, Titans, you got to tighten up. Tennessee Titans, you have got to tighten up. Make sure you tighten up because Tennessee, if you lose this game, you may potentially give up first place on Sunday. Let's see when is the next game that the Colts are actually going to play. Let me check their schedule and their calendar, and we can see who they're playing next. So this Sunday is what, December 26th? Should be December 26th if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Ooh, actually, the Colts are going to be playing the Cardinals this Saturday. Actually, for the 8:15 p.m. Looks like there will be some NFL football on Saturday on Christmas Day, and the Cardinals are at home. So the Colts have got a tough one. I know that the Cardinals recently got destroyed by the Lions, but the Cardinals are at home. I expect them to bounce back. So for the Colts, I don't see that being an easy game. So if the Colts lose that game and Tennessee wins tonight, Tennessee will go back up 2 games in their division. They will go back up 2 games in their division. So right now, Tennessee, if they want to maintain first place and make it a lot more difficult for the Colts to catch up, they definitely have to win this game tonight against San Francisco. At the moment, they are losing. They are losing to San Fran 10-0. So they have got to pick it up. They have got to pick it up right now. Tennessee, this is like a must win. This is a must win so that they can keep first place. If they lose, they are at risk on Sunday. No, excuse me, on Saturday, 2 days away when the Colts play the Cardinals. If the Colts beat the Cardinals on Saturday and Tennessee loses today, which right now they are losing to San Francisco 49ers 10-0. If the Titans lose this game today, they are in jeopardy of possibly losing first place. The Colts do have a tough assignment. They have to play the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona, and that's going to be this Saturday. That's 2 days away. So, as it is, the Colts have a tough assignment. However, if Tennessee loses tonight, if the Titans lose tonight to the 49ers, and the Colts pull up the upset against the Cardinals this Saturday, that will put the Tennessee Titans' number one spot in their division at risk. That will put them at risk. So, Tennessee got to pick it up. Tennessee has got to make a comeback in this game. And I don't even know how Tennessee's losing. They're at home, they're in Tennessee. So, the Titans have got to tighten up. They have got to tighten up. Let me see right now what the actual divisional record and the conference record looks like. Let me see what that looks like. I'm going to check the divisional standings right now and see what that looks like for the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. Let's see what that looks like because that's going to be interesting. So right now, the Tennessee Titans are 5-2 at home, 4-3 on the road. Their divisional is 4-1. The Indianapolis Colts are 3-2 in the division, 4-4 at home, 4-2 on the road. So Colts have a pretty good record on the road. Tennessee Titans have a pretty decent record at home. So I would expect that they're going to turn it around. But right now, Tennessee just recently lost, and the Colts are currently on a temporary hot streak. The Colts right now have a 2-game winning streak, and the Tennessee Titans have a 1-game losing streak. So right now, the last 5 games, Tennessee is 2-3. They've lost 3 of their most recent 5. The Colts have won 4 of their most recent 5. They've only lost 1, and they are currently on a 2-game winning streak. So, with that momentum, the Colts should be able to pull the upset against the Arizona Cardinals, who showed to be human last week because they lost to the Lions in the worst fashion, blown out by the worst team or one of the top 3 worst teams in the league. They lost badly. So, Colts have an opportunity in this one. They have an opportunity where if they can pull the upset against Arizona Cardinals this Saturday, and if the Titans lose today, the Titans are in jeopardy of possibly losing first place. Now, the Titans, even if they lose tonight and the Colts win on Saturday, and even though they'll have the same record of 9-6, because the Titans have a slight advantage in the divisional record, their divisional record is 4-1. The Colts' divisional record is 3-2. So the Titans will still stay in first place. However, I would not risk allowing the Colts to be able to catch up. Because here's the thing, if there's any remaining games where the Colts play someone in the division and they go up 4-2 and Tennessee goes down 4-2 in the divisional record, then it goes to the conference record. And the Colts are 7-3 in the conference versus the Titans are only 6-4. So if the Colts can beat the Cardinals and find another way to win another divisional game, and the Titans lose today against the 49ers and then also lose another divisional game, the Colts will have a tied divisional record, but their conference record will be better. And therefore, that can potentially put the Colts at number 1. So there is still a lot of football to be played in that division. There's still a lot of football to be played in that division. So right now, Tennessee has got to rev it up. Tennessee needs this win. I would not allow myself to be put in a situation where I'm going to lose any more games and give the opportunity for the coach to make a comeback at the end of the season. So this is going to be a very pivotal game today. So right now, Right now, we are talking about NFL. Switched over to NFL. Right now, it is the 49ers. They are on the road against the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are losing right now, 10-0. If they lose this game, they will open up the door for first place, which will allow the Colts to try to make a last run for first place in the division. So, Colts need to win this Saturday. Tennessee Titans need to lose today. And then Colts need to continue that winning momentum and hope that Tennessee loses a few more games so that they can be able to try to steal first place at the very end for the AFC South. So at the moment, right now, Tennessee has this is kind of like one of those, it's like a must win, but not a must win. It's kind of like an in between right now. But I would win it because if the Colts pull off the upset and Tennessee loses tonight, the AFC South will open up. It will open up. So Tennessee loses today, they go down 9-6. Colts win this Saturday, they go up from 8-6 to 9-6. And that'll put the race for the last 2 or 3 games of the season to be a very close game for the Tennessee Titans. So this is a very pivotal game. This is a pivotal game, in my opinion. It's a big time pivotal game. I see this game being absolutely necessary for Tennessee. I see this game being almost a win. It needs to be a win. I see this being one of those games where you cannot afford to lose. If I was the Tennessee Titans, I've got to tighten up, tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. They have got to tighten up. Make sure you tighten up. Tennessee Titans, they need to make it happen. Tennessee Titans right now. The game has restarted. It is in the third quarter again. I should say it's now in the third quarter. There's 12 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Tennessee Titans are 9-5 going up against the San Francisco 49ers who are 8-6. And right now, Tennessee playing at home. This is a pivotal must-win game. There's only about 2 or 3 games left of the season, and Tennessee, this is a must-win. Must win. If they lose this game, they give the Colts an opportunity to be able to tie this Saturday. So this is a must win. This is most definitely a must win. Tennessee needs this win. They definitely need this win. Let me see right now what the record looks like for, not the record, excuse me. Let me see what the remaining schedule looks like for the Tennessee Titans. I want to see if they have any more games against any more divisional teams. Let's see if they have any more games. About to check that out right now. Tennessee Titans. Who do we have left for them on the season? It's going to be very interesting because I think that usually the last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, the last 2 weeks are usually um, those are usually games where it's against the divisional teams. So let's see, Indianapolis Colts. Who do you have left? So the Colts, actually, they might not really have too much opportunity because the Colts have to play the Cardinals this Saturday, but then they have to play the Raiders the following week. Then they play the Jaguars the last week of the season for them. So they're gonna beat the Jaguars. That's a given. They basically need to go 3-0. Right now they're on a 2-game win streak. They need to beat the Cardinals, the Raiders, and the Jags. If they win those 3 games, their record will go from 8-6. It'll go to 11-6. So they've got to win 3 in a row. If they get 11-6 and Tennessee loses tonight, then that means that Tennessee's got to win the next 2 in a row. And if Tennessee wins the next 2 in a row, then they'll still get first place because they have one game more in the division compared to the Colts. Colts are 3-2, and the Tennessee Titans are 4-1. So it's actually a smaller window than I thought for the Colts to actually catch up. They've got to win 3 in a row. At bare minimum, they've got to win 2 out of 3. The Tennessee Titans, if they win just tonight, that could be enough to seal it. If they don't win tonight, then that opens up the floodgates for the Colts to be able to try and make a comeback. And the game that really may have cost the Colts in this season is the close game where they lost to the Tennessee Titans 34-31. That game, losing by 3 points, that gave Tennessee Titans a 1-game advantage over the Colts. And that could be the pivotal deciding factor for if the Colts, if they don't make playoffs and they don't get that number 1 seed in the AFC South, that game against the Titans where they lost 34-31 in October 31st in overtime, that could be a very, very pivotal loss. A very big divisional loss and a very big pivotal loss. So let's see what the score looks like right now. Score is now updates. It's 10-3. The score is now 10-3. Tennessee has scored a 3-point field goal. The score has updated. So score update now. It is 10-3. It is still in favor of San Francisco 49ers. Score update. So here is the score update. Here is the score update. Tennessee Titans just scored a field goal. Tennessee Titans scored a field goal. So now San Francisco is only up by a touchdown and a field goal. They're only up by 7. San Fran scored 10. They got it early in the first half. Tennessee did not get anything. They got jelly donuts. They got 0, zilch, zippo, goose egg. They had nothing, absolutely nothing for the entire first half. They now scored a field goal. So now Tennessee has 3 points on the board. They finally strike blood. San Francisco 49ers are still up by 7 points. So it is now the third quarter, but it is only a 1-score game. It is only a 1-score game. Now, let me see right now what is going on with, let's see, give me a second here. Let's see what's going on with the records. I want to see who the Titans have left. Who do the Titans have left for this season? Let's see. What are these remaining games? Any divisional games? I think so. I think there might be a divisional game here. Let's see. This might be interesting here. So, yes, it looks like. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. So, the Indianapolis Colts. I didn't realize that the Jacksonville Jaguars were in the same division as the Colts and the Titans. So, if the Colts can go 3-0 in the last 3 games, or at least go 2-1, they can win 2 and only lose 1. And if they happen to beat Jacksonville, which I believe that's an easy game, so they should be able to beat Jacksonville, then in that situation, they may be able to pose a threat. They might be able to pose a threat because Tennessee is going to play the Texans, which even though the Texans are 3-11, they're not that much better than Jacksonville as far as, overall seasonal record. But the Texans are a better threat to upset the Titans, especially being at home, than the Jacksonville Jaguars are to threaten the Colts in the final season game. So if Tennessee loses tonight against San Francisco, and then they beat the Dolphins on the following week at home, but then they lose to the Texans on the road, that will put them at 10. That will put them at 10-7. Yes, that will put them at 10-7 because they're 9-6 right now. So if they lose this game, they go 9-7. They beat the Dolphins, they go 10-7. Then they lose to the Texans. That'll be 9-8. No, that'll be 9-8, right. I'm getting confused here. Whatever. It's going to be 10-7. If they lose tonight and then they beat the Dolphins next week and then they lose to the Texans, their overall record would be 10-7. And then that means that the Colts, if they win 3 in a row, then they for sure automatically take, first place in the AFC South. If they were to lose, they would need to win against the Jags on the final week. So they've got to end the season 10-7 at the bare minimum. They've got to win at least 2 of the last 3 games. The Colts have to win 2 of the last 3 games in order to be a threat to the Tennessee Titans. They've got to win 2 of the last 3. If they win 2 of the last 3, and of the 2 of last 3, they beat the Jaguars, which is the very last game of the season, they will then have a 4-1 record in the division, just like the Titans. And if they both end up with the same divisional record and they end up with the same overall record, then the Colts will make the playoffs because the Colts have a better conference record than the Titans. So there is actually a lot riding on today's game for the Tennessee Titans, because if they lose this game, they will give the Colts an opportunity. If they lose this game, they are opening up the door. The door is not going to be wide open, but they are giving an opportunity for the Indianapolis Colts to go ahead and turn it around and be able to sail into first place. So this is going to be a tight race for the AFC South, especially if the Titans lose tonight and the Colts win on Saturday. If that happens, this is going to be an interesting run to the finish for the AFC South. Right now, Titans and Colts are going to be neck and neck in that game. Let's see what the score update is at the moment. It looks like it is still 10-3. If you're just tuning in, Tennessee was losing 10-0 for the first half. The third quarter started. There is now 7 minutes and 56 seconds remaining. Tennessee Titans have the football at the moment. They scored a 3-point field goal not too long ago. It is a 7-point deficit at the moment to the San Francisco 49ers. So right now, 49ers are still up by 7. Tennessee has the football, 7 minutes, 56 seconds in the third remaining. And if Tennessee can score here, then maybe they can go ahead and close the gap on that lead and be able to tie it 10-10. So right now at the moment, Tennessee is trying to make a comeback. They've been losing 10-0 for the first half of the game. They did not score anything. They had 0, zitch, zope, donuts, goose egg, jelly donuts. Looks like now Tennessee is trying to turn it around after halftime. So it is 10-3 at the moment. And right now, Tennessee is looking to threaten the score by potentially scoring. Let's see where they are located at the moment. Let me see where they are right now, where they have the ball spotted. It should be a very interesting game right here for it'll be very, if they lose, man, that's gonna be a real heartbreaker. I think Tennessee is gonna turn it around. Let's see if they actually win this game. I think they're actually going to turn it around. San Francisco 49ers, they're 8-6, but they're not like a phenomenal 8-6. You know what I'm saying? They're 8-6, but it's like they're not the best 8-6 that you've seen right now. They're just like okay, at least in my opinion. They're just okay. So let's see. All right, here we go. Still waiting to see if these guys have made a threat or not. Oh, and a score update, guys. Tennessee Titans has just tied the game. Oof, they just tied the game. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very interesting. I just said it too a few seconds ago, a few minutes ago. I said San Francisco's 8-6, but they're not a phenomenal 8-6. Unbelievable. It looks like let me see. Let me see. Let me go back a little bit here and see what happened. Give you guys the update on what happened. So, Tennessee looks like they had 13 plays on this possession. It looks like it was for a total of 60 yards. And it looks like, let's see. Yeah, it looks like yep, it looks like that score is accurate. Tennessee 10-10 tied the game with 7 minutes and 13 seconds in the third quarter. I was just making sure this score wasn't baloney because sometimes we'll be watching a game and then all of a sudden it'll be like you know how the refs are, they take the ball back. So it looks like they had a very short possession. It was for about a minute and 23 seconds. They were able to go ahead and use Foreman. Tannehill looks like he utilized him, and he used also McNuggles. And it looks like in that possession, they did about 5 plays, total for 18 yards, 1 minute and 23 time of possession. And it looks like the score is legit. The score is legit 10-10. Tennessee trying to make sure that the Colts do not have an opportunity for the last 3 games of the season to make a comeback. I'm loving this right here. I'm loving that this game is actually starting to get interesting because I hate games that are like, 20-0, 30-0. I mean, sometimes I enjoy the blowouts, but I like a competitive game. I like an overall competitive game. That's what I like to see. So the game is now tied. This is going to be a very interesting game to the finish. For those just tuning in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to share the channel with others. Appreciate all the love and support. Like, comment, and subscribe. And right now, Tennessee scoring quickly in the third quarter. First, they scored a 3-point field goal, and then the 49ers got the ball back, didn't do anything on the drive. Tennessee gets the ball back, and on that drive, they score again. They ended up scoring again. So, Tennessee in this quarter has been very efficient. Tennessee is now up 10-10. Tied at 10-10. So 49ers were up for the first half. The first 2 quarters, Tennessee had nothing on the scoreboard. 49ers up 10-0, 10-0. All of a sudden, the Titans turn it around on the third quarter. The Titans come out. They get a nice 3-point field goal very early in the third quarter. The ball goes back to the 49ers. The 49ers didn't do anything with it. Tennessee Titans get the ball back. Tennessee scores a touchdown and gets the 1-point field goal. And the game is now tied at 10 apiece. The game is now tied at 10 apiece. I can't believe that Tennessee is actually turning this one around here. I can believe it, but I can't believe it at the same time because I thought maybe the 49ers were going to go ahead and stomp a mud hole on their ass and continue to dominate. But it looks like right now, Tennessee says, nope, not going to happen. I will not be denied. So it looks like the game is tied at 10-10. The game is tied at 10-10. A nice comeback by the Tennessee Titans, doing their job, doing what they're supposed to do, doing what they can to keep their first place in the division for the AFC South. Also, if they win this game, that may potentially move them up in the 1 through 6 seed or 1 through 7 seed, I should say, because now we have a 7 seed, So now it's no longer just the top 6; it is now the top 7. They win this game, that's going to get them in better positioning on the seed. I think they might move up to 3rd seed if I'm not mistaken. Gotta check let me check the rankings on that too. Let's see what the current rankings, the playoff picture. Let's see. Current rankings for the playoff picture 2021 NFL. Let's see. Current rankings 2021 playoff picture at the moment. Let's see if we can locate that. So right now, the Chiefs are number 1, Patriots are number 2, and the Titans are number 3. So if the Titans win, they will maintain number 3. If they lose, that's going to open up the door for the Bengals because the Bengals are 8-6. The Bengals are currently 8-6. So right now, this is a pivotal game again for the Titans. Not only for them to maintain first place in the division, but it's also a pivotal game because if they win, that's going to extend them a little bit further against the Bengals. So the Bengals right now are 8-6. If Tennessee goes up today 10-5, they extend that opportunity for themselves to not lose the third seed to the Bengals. And also, actually, because the Patriots are 9-5, that'll temporarily put the Tennessee Titans up to second place at 10-5. And then the Patriots' next matchup is going to be the Bills. So if they were to win against the Bills, then they may swap it back and get second place. If they lose to the Bills, they drop down to third. So big time game for Tennessee Titans. Not only is this gonna extend their lead in the division by 2 games, but it'll also help them to take second place temporarily from the Patriots. So this is a must win for the Tennessee Titans. And then the Chiefs are gonna play the Steelers. So if the Chiefs happen to lose to the Steelers and go 10-5, and then Tennessee wins tonight, and then the Patriots lose on Sunday, Tennessee may potentially be able to be fighting for first place in the playoff picture. So that is going to be very, very interesting. That is going to be very, very interesting right now. Oof, there's a lot of playoff possibilities that can be happening with today's victory. Tennessee wins tonight. That playoff picture is going to be looking really, really good. It's going to be a really good picture. So right now the score is tied 10-10. And by the way, we are streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch streaming right now. This is going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal victory for the Tennessee Titans should they be able to go ahead and pull off this comeback. If they can pull off the comeback, this is going to be a very good playoff picture for them. Right now, they are currently standing in third seed. But if they win, they will be second seed, and they will be 2 games ahead in their division. So this is a pivotal game right here. This right here is a pivotal game. I almost wanna say I want Tennessee to win this one. It's a very interesting game. I would love to see actually Tennessee win this game. It'd be a very, very interesting game for them to win. A very pivotal game right now. Tennessee wins this game, they will go second. They will go second seed temporarily and remain number one in division with 2 games ahead. This is actually making this game a little bit more exciting. Let me see how this impacts the 49ers. Let me see where the 49ers are landing right now. See where that's at. So right now the 49ers are currently 8-6. They are third in the NFC West, and they are fighting at the moment for the number 6 seed. So they are fighting for the number 6 seed. So if the 49ers lose to the Tennessee Titans tonight, that means they will be 8-7. And then if the Vikings are able to beat the Rams, they can potentially they can be able to go ahead and be a threat to the San Francisco 49ers 6 seed. So this is a very interesting playoff picture. And also, if the Eagles were to beat the Giants, which they're probably going to beat the Giants, because historically in the season they played relatively well against the Giants. So if the Eagles were to go ahead and beat the Giants, and then the 49ers lose tonight, and then the Vikings lose tonight, that can potentially change the picture to where the Eagles may be able to just skyrocket and jump from 8th seed to the 6th seed. So there is a lot of playoff implications with this game. A lot of playoff implications. So it's not just a lot riding for the Tennessee Titans. There's a lot riding also for the San Francisco 49ers, who are currently 6th seed. But even though they're 6th seed, that can potentially change with a loss today, and that can also change with the outcomes on Sunday. So there is a lot going on at the moment. going to be very interesting, the outcome of this game. Let me see. Let's check if there's any new score updates. Right now it's still 10-10. 4 minutes and a half has gone by. It is the third quarter, and San Francisco 49ers have the football, and right now they have not scored just yet. So at the moment, it is still tied 10-10. Still tied 10-10 at the moment. Very, very pivotal, interesting game. 10-10, 2 minutes and 15 seconds in the third quarter. Tennessee Titans needing this victory, but the San Francisco 49ers also needing this victory. So a very big time blockbuster game on Thursday Night Football. This game is very, very much needed. This game is very much needed. A very, very interesting game. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I've been thinking I need to get me something to eat. Haven't ordered me anything. Waiting right now to see if I should order me something. I think I'm gonna order me some food. Very interesting game. Tennessee Titans are up 10-10. If you're just tuning in, the score is tied. It is 10-10 at the moment. 10-10. Tennessee Titans right now. Pivotal win. Could push them potentially to second place. Potentially second place in the AFC picture. Should they win tonight against San Francisco 49ers and also maintain first place with a 2-game lead against the Colts. Should they lose tonight, the Bengals and the Colts have an opportunity to go ahead and make a threat. So right now, the Colts are sitting in great positioning. They are fifth seed right now, and they are just 1 game behind the Titans at the moment. So should they win and Tennessee lose, the Colts can make a threat for the division leader. And if the Bengals lose to the Ravens, the Colts move up to fourth. So the Colts right now are not only in fifth place, but they are also able to make a threat to steal the Titans' position in the rankings and for first place in the division. So the Colts can Bengals right now are fourth. The Colts can move from fifth to fourth with a win on Sunday. Bengals lose to the Ravens. That means that the Colts would then take the fourth seed. And then if the Colts were to win again and the Titans were to lose again, then they can potentially take first place. So the Colts are in very good position right now. So Titans, it's a must win. It is a must win. Ravens right now 8-6. The Bills are 8-6, and the Chargers are 8-6, and the Colts are 8-6, and the Bengals are 8-6. So right now you've got a lot of teams fighting for the you got a lot of teams right now fighting for the bottom seeds. You've got fifth seed, sixth seed, and seventh seed right now are up for grabs. Steelers are 7-6-1. They're also not out of it. The Raiders are 7-7. They're not out of it. The Dolphins are 7-7. The Browns are 7-7. The Broncos are 7-7. So right now, it's still a whole lot of football to be played. That's all AFC right now. A lot of teams are right there in the mix. Right there in the mix. What a very interesting playoff picture on the AFC. The NFC, not so much. The NFC doesn't have too much as far as the bottom ones. Um, the Giants are not going to make it. They're 4-10. The Seahawks are not going to make it. They're 5-9. The Carolina Panthers are not going to make it. They're 5-9. The Atlanta Falcons are 6-8 with a very, very, very slim chance of making one of the bottom seeds. I don't see it happening. The Washington football team is 6-8. I don't really see them making it. They're probably not gonna make any of the bottom seeds. The Saints are 7-7 with an opportunity to potentially make one of the bottom seeds of the playoffs. The Eagles, again, as I stated before, are 7-7, so they may make it. And then you have the Vikings, who are 7-7 in seventh place, but barely holding on, and they're second in the NFC North. And 49ers 8-6, barely holding on to that. Rams are 10-4. I would think that that should be enough for them to be able to hold the fifth seed. That should definitely be enough. A whole lot of football to be played. A whole lot of football left to be played. Very, very interesting lineups here. Yep, right now it is still 10-10. Let's see if the score has updated. Any score updates? Let's see. Looks like the game is going to go down to the wire at the moment. Let's see. Yep, there has not been a score change just yet, but Tennessee Titans have the football, and it is 10-10, 47 seconds remaining in the third quarter. It is now 10-10. It is 2nd and 18 at the Tennessee 33. 2nd and 18 at the Tennessee 33. Yes, if you are tuning in, if you are just tuning in right now, I am streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And right now, the score update at the moment, it is still a 10-10 score. It is still 10-10 score at the moment. And right now, it looks like Tennessee has the football. The third quarter is almost over. It is 3rd and 23 at the Tennessee 28. Oof, it is looking rough right now. And the fourth quarter is about to begin. Fourth quarter is about to begin, and it's going down to the wire. So, current drive, Tennessee, 2 plays, and not much going on. 1 minute and 6 of total time of possession. It is now 3rd and 23 at the Tennessee 28. Fourth quarter is about to be in regulation, and the Tennessee Titans right now have it 10-10 at the moment. It is 10-10 at the moment. This right now is getting to be a very, very interesting game because the Tennessee Titans are tied 10-10, and should they win, it will move them up to second place in the AFC, and they will also be division leaders by 2 games instead of just 1. If they lose, the Colts can make a comeback. If the 49ers lose this game, it is going to impact their playoff picture. The 49ers right now are 8-6. They are 8-6. They are the 6th seed. If they lose this game, they may potentially drop down to 7th seed. Right now, the Vikings are 7-7, and if the Vikings can find a way to win this weekend, and if the Niners lose tonight, then the Vikings may potentially make a threat. The Eagles are not that far behind either, in 8th seed, and it is their record is 7-7. So 49ers have a lot riding on this game because if they lose, 2 or 3 of the teams may contest for that 6th seed. 49ers losing this game could potentially put them at risk of getting out of the playoff picture because they are only the 6th seed at the moment. So if they lose, they are at risk of dropping to 7th or possibly 8th, depending on what the Vikings and Eagles do and depending on what the conference records are for those 2 teams that are currently 7th and 8th seed. So 49ers need this game just as bad as Tennessee. 49ers need it to make sure that they don't end up out of the playoff picture. They are currently right now in the 6th seed in the NFC. And you have the Titans right now 3rd. And if they win, they'll jump up to 2nd. Patriots will drop down temporarily to 3rd. And Tennessee will be 2 games ahead to hold first place in their division. So it's a lot riding on the game for both. Tennessee is trying to not only hold their division, they're also trying to make sure that they can go from third seed to second seed, which makes it a lot better for their playoff picture. 49ers are sixth seed, and they're trying to make sure they don't get dropped out of the playoff picture, because if they lose tonight, anything can happen this Sunday. So this is a huge game right now. Tight game, 10-10. Fourth quarter has started. 14 minutes and 25 seconds to go. Tennessee has the football at the moment. And right now, we're waiting to see where they position the football. But right now, Tennessee, 3rd and 10 on the San Francisco 30. 3rd and 10 on the San Francisco 30. So at the moment, Tennessee has had the ball for 2 minutes and 28 seconds. They've had a total of 39 yards on this current drive with a total of 5 plays. Tennessee looking to make a threat. They are getting closer and closer to the red zone. So right now, Tennessee may be going for another 7. Let's see how this one plays out. Right now, 3rd and 10 on the San Fran 30. If the San Francisco 49ers can go ahead and hold them off, they might be able to go ahead and hold them to 3. And we'll see how this one plays out. But it is a very, very pivotal game for both of these teams. Both of these teams are going to be greatly impacted. And it looks like Tennessee, so let's see, do they have enough for the first? Yes, Tennessee has enough for the first. It is 1st and 10. They are now in the San Francisco 18-yard line, which means that they now have enough to be able not only to get the first down, but they are also in the red zone. They are now officially in the red zone. 6 plays on this drive, 51 yards total, 3 minutes and 5 seconds of time possession on the current drive. Tannehill was able to get a short pass to A. Brown, and it was good for 12 yards. So that is good enough for the first down. Seems like there's no penalties at the moment. But with that being said, this should hold up. And Tennessee looks like they may have threatened the score. Hold on a second here. Tennessee may have just threatened the score. I may have spoken too soon or too late, I should say. Tennessee with a score update. Tennessee threatening right now. It looks like the score is now 16-10, and they score the 1-point field goal, 17-10. Oh my goodness, Tennessee has just taken the lead. 17-10. Tennessee is now dominating. It's been all Tennessee in the second half. Like the San Francisco 49ers have not scored a single point in the second half. They were up 10-0 for the first 2 quarters, and now they're losing 17-10. It has been all Tennessee. Tennessee has scored 10 points in the third quarter, and now they scored another 7 points in the fourth quarter. So Tennessee is now up 17-10. Let me go ahead and put the score update here on the screen. Tennessee is now up 17-10. Tennessee officially taking the lead for the first time in the game. Tennessee Titans understanding the assignment. Tennessee Titans understanding how pivotal this game is. Understanding that this victory can potentially put them up to second seed. So Tennessee right now, they're up 17-10. Tennessee officially taking the lead for the first time in the game. They were losing 10-0 at halftime. They scored 3 points, and then they scored another 7 in the third quarter to tie the game for 10-10. And then they just officially scored another touchdown in the fourth quarter and a 1-point field goal to put them up 17-10 with the fourth quarter winding down. Unbelievable. Tennessee has decided to turn it around in the second half. They're doing so much better in the third and fourth quarter at the moment. Tennessee is up 17-10 in the last quarter. It is Tennessee up 17-10, 13 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. A very, very nice opportunity for Tennessee to take the second seed in the AFC conference. Should they win this game, it will go up and take the spot where the Patriots are currently at second. Very, very good game so far. Very, very good game. Tennessee moving the ball up quickly in about 3.5, 4 minutes. Doing a very good job. Pulling off the stops, making sure that they make this illustrious comeback. Right now, the comeback they've made has been a very, very beautiful one in the second half. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and in just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and repeat how the standings are looking and how this may impact the standings. Just going to go ahead and take a moment here to check these out. And again, guys, if Tennessee wins today, they take second seed from the Patriots. So it's a big time game for the Tennessee Titans. It is a big time game. Also, it helps them to expand on the lead in the division. So this is like a must win. This is a must win right now. It'll help them out more in their playoff picture. I think they're going to make the playoffs regardless, to be honest. But you never want to sell yourself short because if they were to lose tonight, and they said they were to lose another game in the remaining 2 or 3 games of the season, and the Colts were to somehow win two of the last three, especially their division game against the Jaguars, that could potentially like change it all the way around. So I think they understand, the Titans understand that this is a big win right here. This big win is almost going to solidify the opportunity of them making the playoffs. So I think they understand the assignment, and I think they understand this is a must win. We cannot allow the Colts to make any type of last minute comebacks for for the first place in the AFC South. Right now, big time pivotal game, big time win. They win this game, they will be in phenomenal position. All right, let's double check to see the score update. See if the San Francisco 49ers have made any threat yet. They have not. There's only been 3 seconds that have gone by on the clock. It is now San Francisco 49ers football. They are losing by 7, 12 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Right now, the score is Tennessee up 17-10. Titans just scored a touchdown and a 1-point field goal. They are up 17-10 if you're just tuning in. 17-10. Big time playoff implications here. Big time playoff implications. Right now, this game is very, very interesting because there's a lot of action that's still left to go on for the AFC. So this big win for the Tennessee Titans could potentially get them in second, and it'll put them closer to even possibly getting into first. If the Chiefs lose this Sunday and the Tennessee Titans win today, that's going to put them basically at the same overall score, overall record for 10-5. And if they're both 10-5, if Tennessee has a better conference record, they could potentially take first. So it's a lot of big action going on in this game. It's a lot of big action because right now as we speak, the Chiefs are number one, but they got to play the Steelers. That's not going to be an easy win. Even though the Steelers are 7-6-1, the Steelers always can set up a threat. So the Chiefs right now, first place with 10-4. They are first place in the AFC. Patriots are second place with 9-5. The Titans are third place with 9-5. So if the Titans win today, Patriots lose to the Bills. That's going to be a tough game because if I'm not mistaken, that is a rivalry game as well as a divisional game. So Titans win today against the Niners. Patriots lose against the Bills, and the Chiefs lose against the Steelers. That puts Tennessee potentially in first place. So I want to see what the Chiefs. I'm going to check in a moment what the Chiefs conference stats look like because Tennessee winning today could potentially put them. It'll put them in second, but it could potentially put them in first by the end of the weekend. That's going to be big time for Tennessee if they go first. Big time. And I don't know. Check this out. I'm checking out the playoff pictures right now. And some way, somehow, I have no idea how the New York Giants at 4-10 could possibly have still an opportunity to be able to make the playoffs. I don't even see how that's even possible. How could that even be feasible? They're not going to be able to take first, even if they won every single game remaining in the season. And there's no way that they could possibly make um, fifth, sixth, or seventh seed. I don't see that happening. Let me double check this. Let me see how this could even be feasible, how this could be possible. I don't even see how this is adding up. How are they still not kicked out of the bubble? That don't make any sense. And this is crazy. I don't understand how the Giants are still a contender possibility to make the playoff picture. I don't see how that even adds up correctly. I have no idea. This is crazy. Checking out these standings here, this is definitely crazy. How are the Giants still? How are they still like a contender? Seriously. All right. So the Giants are 4-10. Season has about 3 games left to go. So if the Giants won 3 in a row for the remaining games, they would be 7-10. The only way that the Giants could actually make it is if the Seahawks, the Panthers, the Falcons, the Washington football, the Saints, the Eagles, the Vikings, and the 49ers lose all of their remaining games of the season. That's the only way I think. That's the only way that I think that I see the Giants can make it. I don't see any other way. I don't see any other way. That's almost like near impossibility. But back to the game of tonight. Tonight's game is still 17-10. Tennessee Titans are up. It is now 9 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Right now, Tennessee is again playing phenomenal. Tennessee with 3 minutes and 51 seconds in the current drive, but it looks like they are not going to score on this one. It looks like the ball should be going back to the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see. Let's see. Just waiting for an update here. Sometimes these updates are a little bit off. Just waiting for an update on that one. But the score is still 17-10 with Tennessee up. There is not a lot of time left. Not a lot of time left. 9 minutes and 24 seconds. And the 49ers have yet to score any points in the second half. So right now, 49ers may potentially be putting themselves at risk of getting knocked out of the playoffs. That is very, very important for them to win this game tonight. 17-10, Tennessee right now doing their job. So obviously, the San Francisco 49ers understood the assignment in the first half, but it looks like in the second half, they did not understand the assignment. They are falling off and they are losing. They were up 10-0 at one point, and now they're losing 17-10. A big turnaround by the Tennessee Titans, a huge turnaround by the Tennessee Titans to have been losing 10-0, and now they're up 17-10. It's a big turnaround. Beautiful, beautiful turnaround right now. If Tennessee wins this game, they potentially go up to the second seed, and they can also threaten the first seed as well in the AFC. Right now, let's see. I am interested in figuring out what is the Chiefs' current conference record. What is the Chiefs' current conference? Let's see what that looks like. The Chiefs right now. Let's see. The Chiefs are 5-4 in the conference, and the Titans. Whoa, the Titans are 6-4. So the Titans are 6-4 in the conference, and the Chiefs are 5-4, which means that if the Titans win tonight, and then if this weekend the Patriots and the Chiefs both lose, which can happen, because the Patriots are playing the Bills and the Chiefs are playing the Steelers. Tennessee right now with the what is it, 6-4, 6-3? Let me see. Tennessee 6-4. So Tennessee in the conference right now is 6-4, which means, guys, Tennessee will go number one. They would go number one. If the Patriots and the Chiefs both lose this weekend, they'll be first place. Yep, they will be first place. Let me check that again. Kansas City is 5-4. Titans are 6-4. Let's see what the Patriots are. What are the Patriots' conference record? Patriots' record in the conference is 7-2. So the Patriots have a better record than the Titans. But if the Titans win today, they'll have a better overall record, which means that if the Titans win tonight, they take second. If the Patriots win this weekend, then the Patriots take second back and the Titans go back to third because they'll both have the same exact overall record and the Patriots have a better conference record. If the Patriots lose and the Chiefs lose, which is very possible, Chiefs play the Steelers. So if the Chiefs lose and the Patriots lose and the Titans win tonight, the Titans will have a better conference record. Their overall record would tie the Chiefs, but their conference record would be better. So because their conference record would be better, they will go up to first place. The Titans, man, fighting for a lot on this game right here. They can take second place tonight and potentially be in first place by the end of this weekend should those other teams lose. This is a big time game against the 49ers. Big time game. It is 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And right now, Tennessee looks like they are holding on. They are holding on to the lead. 17-10. 6 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. This is a very, very big time pivotal game for Tennessee Titans with an opportunity to go to second place and maybe even first place by this weekend. Big time game. Looks like it is now 3rd and 6 at the Tennessee 40. Tennessee has done 6 plays for 37 yards with a total time of possession of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Tennessee is very good at holding the football and letting that clock roll down. So if Tennessee is able to hold this football for about 2 or 3 more minutes and score as well, at minimum, a field goal, if they can score at least a field goal, they should be able to lock this game in. Tennessee is on the brink. They are on the brink of potentially winning this game. It is 3rd and 6 at the Tennessee 40. 3rd and 6 at the Tennessee 40. Looks like it is 4th and 10 at the Tennessee 36. They will be unsuccessful. And unfortunately, Tennessee will allow San Francisco 49ers one more opportunity to try and tie this game. If Tennessee can hold up on the defense with the 5 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, if the Tennessee defense can hold up, Tennessee should lock this game in. This one should be a lock-in for the Tennessee Titans. A very big-time pivotal game. Big-time pivotal game. Tennessee about to get the win of the night, the win of the week, possibly possibly going to second place tonight, and then possibly going first place by the weekend, depending on how the Patriots and the Chiefs win. I think the Bills are going to upset the Patriots. So I think at bare minimum, Tennessee will not only take second, but remain in second through the weekend. But I think that the Chiefs have a great chance of losing to the Steelers. So we will see. We will see how this goes. It's going to be a very interesting finish. Very interesting finish. San Francisco will now have possession of the football, 1st and 10, and it'll be at the San Francisco 5. So San Francisco, man, is going to be way back in their own territory. Right now, Tennessee Titans kicked a punt that was a very, very beautiful punt for 59 yards. 59-yard punt on 4th and 10. A beautiful, beautiful punt. Couldn't have kicked it any better. 59-yard punt puts San Francisco 49ers at their own 5 to start the 1st and 10 with 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go. Tennessee has got to hold up. Tennessee needs to hold up the defense on this drive. Let's see if they actually get it. Good old Tennessee for the Tennessee. Let's see. Tennessee for the Tennessee. It's going to be a big-time impact. Now, also, let's see. Tennessee playing the Niners. So that's not going to be a conference decision for tonight's game as far as Tennessee going up 7-4 in their conference. If only 49ers would have been in the AFC, just like Tennessee, a victory today would put them at 7-4. But unfortunately, it's a conference versus conference, AFC versus NFC. Here we go. 5 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 49ers with the football. Can the 49ers make a threat? Right now, the game is going to the wire. 7-point game still. Tennessee is up in the fourth quarter still. 5 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Big time game. Big time game. 49ers, man, they lose this game, putting themselves at potentially getting kicked out of the playoffs, depending on what happens this weekend. A very, very interesting game. This is going to be a very, very interesting outcome here. Right now, San Francisco with 15 yards on one play, they were able to get a 1st and 10 at their own 20. So they were able to come up with a big time pass for 15 yards. San Francisco 49ers trying to make a comeback at the very end. San Francisco 49ers. Let's see if they can make this illustrious comeback the way that the Tennessee Titans have done so far. Big time Thursday night football in Nashville. Big time. Big time football. Big time football. Tennessee Titans right now. Big time football. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh, this is a big time football game. Big time football game right now. 4 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. A very, very interesting game right now. Very interesting game. It's a very pivotal game right now that we got going on. Tennessee looking to hold the lead. So right now, San Francisco on this current drive, 3 plays, 21 yards, only 46 seconds of total time of possession. Garoppolo with a short pass to Samuel to right now it looks like it is 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 38. They have not yet passed the 50-yard line. So this game is getting very close and this game is getting very tight at the moment. A very close, very tight game at the moment. Big time game for Tennessee. They are trying to hold first place and extend their first place lead right now in their division. And they are also trying to go ahead and take second place from the Patriots and potentially put a threat to take first place. Tennessee Titans up 17-10. There's not a lot of time left. Not a lot of time left for the San Francisco 49ers to make the comeback that they need. Not a lot of time left. They need to make it happen. Right now, doesn't look very good. It does not look very good. Here we go. Let's see any score updates at the moment. Still 17-10. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. 2nd and 10. Still at the San Fran 38. Time has gone forward, but San Francisco 49ers have not gone forward. They're going for a big time pass. Oh, a big time pass. What is this? 1st and goal at the Tennessee 6? No way. A 56-yard pass. It looks like Garoppolo, a short pass to Samuel, and they get it for 56 yards total. Holy crap. How did that just happen? Tennessee, what are you doing? This is an opportunity to take the 2nd seed and potentially also be up by the 1st seed by this weekend. And Tennessee is screwing this up completely. Tennessee right now is up 17-10, and the clock has only about 3 minutes and some change to go, and the defense absolutely slacks off for the Tennessee Titans. A big time 56-yard pass by Garoppolo to Samuel. Big time 56-yard pass. Unbelievable. San Francisco 49ers were able to move it from the 5-yard line on their side to the 6-yard line over Tennessee side. Sheesh. Tennessee defense slacking. It is now 1st and goal at the Tennessee 6. 3 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Tennessee is up by 7, but their defense is slacking. A 56-yard pass by Garoppolo to Samuel. My goodness. They were able to move the ball in 1 minute and 36 seconds for a total of 89 yards and 6 plays. What a big time pass. If you talk about taking it to the crib, that's how you take it to the crib. Oh my goodness. But it looks like also after that Garoppolo pass to Samuel, after that 56-yard pass, it looks like Samuel was injured during the play and he is questionable to return. Oh my goodness. And now a 4-yard run by Wilson to the Tennessee 2. Man, oh man, the defense is slacking. 3 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the fourth. And right now, Tennessee at the moment is up by 7. But San Francisco 49ers are at the 2-yard line. It is 2nd at the 2. It is 2-2-2. The second down with 2 yards to go on the Tennessee 2. It is 2-2-2. 2nd and 2 at the Tennessee 2. How many times can you say that fast? 3 times or 5 times? Man, oh man, 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go. It is now 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go at the second at 2 and Tennessee 2. Oh my goodness, they score. 2nd and 2 at the Tennessee 2 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It is now a tied game. It is now 17-17. Unfreaking believable. What is going on? Unbelievable. Tennessee Titans still left though with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to be able to score at least a minimum of a 3-point field goal. If they can at least score the field goal before end of regulation, Tennessee can go up 20-17 and potentially win this game and steal it at the very end. But guys, right now, if you're still tuned in, it is 17-17 tied game. 17-17 tied game. 49ers versus the Tennessee Titans. Unfreaking believable. I cannot believe it. The 49ers were down 17-10. Tennessee Titans kick a 59-yard punt that sends the ball all the way over to the 5-yard line on the San Francisco 49ers territory. San Fran then makes a couple of short passes and nothing past the 50-yard line. And then all of a sudden, Garoppolo to Samuel sends a 56-yard pass into the territory, the red zone, the 6-yard line of the Tennessee Titans. Then San Francisco rushes it for 4 yards to the 2-yard line, and then they score the touchdown, and then they score the 1-point field goal to tie the game for the 49ers 17-17. Cannot believe that the Tennessee Titans defense had absolutely slacked in the final minutes of this game. Unfreaking believable. Tennessee, if they lose this game, they lose the opportunity to be able to go up to second and potentially first place by the weekend. And they lose the opportunity to be able to distance themselves from the Colts in the division for that first place. This is a big time game for both teams. The 49ers are fighting to keep the 6th seed and potentially try to contend for the 5th seed. And if they lose, they may potentially drop to 7th or 8th seed depending on the results of this weekend of the games. The San Francisco 49ers, they go and they punt the ball. Tennessee Titans receive it at roughly about the 35-yard line. It is now 2nd and 4, and the Tennessee at the 31. Here we go. Let's see if Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans are able to make success out of this. They go for a 6-yard pass. It is 2nd and 4 at the Tennessee 31 at the moment, and I think they actually spotted the ball at the 25. I said the 35 initially, but it looks like they spotted it at the 25, and then they rushed it. They passed it for 6 yards. So they are now officially on the 31 on their own territory. 2nd and 4. They've only used 4 seconds on the clock, 20 seconds total gone off. It is now the 2-minute warning. It is a 2-minute warning. The score is 17-17 in the fourth quarter. 2-minute warning. Here we go. Unbelievable game in the second half. What a beautiful game. If you're just tuning in, the game is now tied 17-17. 49ers visiting the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. And at the moment, it seems that the Tennessee Titans defense is absolutely scrambled and gone to shambles. It is unbelievable. They allowed a 56-yard pass, and then they allowed a 4-yard rush, and then a touchdown. Right now, Tennessee Titans defense is absolutely slacking. They allowed the 49ers, the San Francisco visiting 49ers on the road to be able to score so quickly. I believe they scored in 1 minute and 30 seconds. It was definitely under 2 minutes. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Tennessee Titans right now absolutely letting this game slip out of their hands. 17-17 at the moment. All right, back to the game here. It is 1 minute and 42 seconds on the clock, and it is still tied at 17-17. Tennessee Titans just need a field goal. They are at home, and all they need is a field goal. That's all they need is a field goal. A field goal will be good enough for them to be able to win this game. Tennessee Titans tied 17-17. 1 minute, 42 seconds to go. It is 1 minute and 42 seconds to go. Here we go. Tennessee Titans right now, 2nd and 6. They're at their own 40. 1 minute, 23 seconds to go. 38 seconds so far only used up. 3 plays, 15 yards. And it looks like they have gotten enough for the first. It is now 1st and 10 at their own 46. 1st and 10 at their own 46. Tennessee has not yet passed the 50-yard line. They need to get at least a few more first downs to be able to get close enough for field goal range. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. Oof. And the Tennessee Titans with a big 23-yard run. Tannehill scrambles up the middle to the San Fran 31 for 23-yard gain on the rush. Unbelievable. A 23-yard rush by Tannehill to get to the 31 for first and goal at the San Francisco 31. I'm not sure how it's first and goal if it is at the San Francisco 31, but that's what it says. A 23-yard run. Unbelievable by Tannehill, taking matters into his own hands. It is now 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. Up 17-17 in the fourth quarter. 17-17. These guys were able to move up the football in 1 minute and 0 seconds with 38 yards for 4 plays. A big time play by Tannehill. Scrambles up the middle and gets a 23-yard rush. Moving those legs, getting the run in there. What a beautiful rush by Tannehill. Tannehill trying to solidify and win this game by winning with the rush. Tennessee is very good on the rush. Here we go. Let's see. Tennessee. 59 seconds left on the clock in the fourth quarter. And right now we are waiting to see if the Tennessee Titans have gotten close enough in field goal range to be able to go ahead and take this win by 3 points. Not enough time for the San Francisco 49ers to be able to get the ball back and make a comeback to score. So right now at the moment, the Tennessee Titans may be able to close this out and seal the deal. It is now 3rd and 4 at the San Francisco 25. 3rd and 4 on San Francisco 25. They were only able to gain a 1-yard run on the current play. So it is 3rd and 4 at San Fran 25. Even if Tennessee is not able to score a touchdown and not able to get a first down, as long as they don't lose any yards, they should be able to be close enough to get a field goal kick. It may be from about 40 plus or 50 plus, probably about 40 plus, but as long as they are able to get a little bit closer or to not lose any yardage on this next upcoming play, they should be in field goal range and be able to kick it off to win it. I would not try to allow this 54 seconds to remain on the clock. If I was them, I would try to get a first down, because by them getting a first down, they'll be able to run the remainder of the clock off and be able to win by a field goal. So right now, the San Francisco 49ers defense has slacked off. And right now at the moment, the Tennessee Titans may potentially win the game, but there's still 54 seconds on the clock. So if I was Tennessee, I would try to get that first and also try to run the clock down even more. Right now it is 17-17, 54 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It looks like Tennessee did not gain any yards, but they also lost a yard. So they are -1. Tannehill unsuccessful on the run, and it looks like it is a loss of 1. It is a loss of 1 yard. It will be 4th and 5 on the San Francisco 26. However, even though it is 4th and 5 at the San Francisco 26, it looks like somehow, some way, they were able to run the clock. It went from 54 seconds down to 8 seconds. I don't know how that happened, but somehow it went from 54 seconds down to 8 seconds in the fourth quarter. They lost a yard. It is 4th and 5 on San Francisco 26. They will have to kick the field goal. And if this field goal is successful, this should be enough. And they might have run enough of the clock for San Francisco 49ers not to be able to make a comeback in this game. A very pivotal field goal coming up soon for the Tennessee Titans. It is 17-17, fourth quarter, 8 seconds to go. Tennessee scores the field goal. Tennessee scores the field goal, remaining only 4 seconds in the fourth quarter. Tennessee has 2 timeouts. San Francisco 49ers has 0 timeouts. And with that, folks, that should be the end. Folks, that should be the end. I do not see the San Francisco 49ers making a comeback. I don't see it happening. I do not see it happening. Field goal is good, and there is only 4 seconds remaining. Here is your score update. Tennessee Titans solidifying this game. Here goes the score update. What a very, very exciting game. Tennessee Titans, man, pulling off the comeback in the second half. An unbelievable game. It is 4 seconds remaining, and I do not see San Francisco 49ers making a comeback. 4 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Tennessee was able to run 2 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock for 8 plays, 43 yards, and a successful 44-yard field goal kick, and it was good from 44. It was at the right distance, and it was enough to get the 3-point field goal. And here we go. The ball is kicked, and it looks like it's going to land into the San Francisco end zone. So they will start it 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 25. San Francisco has got to go 75 yards in 4 seconds with no timeouts remaining, and Tennessee has 2 full timeouts remaining. So it may be safe to say this game is over, but we're going to remain to the very end just to make sure that there is no issues. But at the moment, at the very moment, Tennessee should have the victory. Unless they screw this up on defense for the remaining 4 seconds, there should be no reason why Tennessee shouldn't win this game by 3. Scores 20-17. 1st and 10 on San Francisco 25. Just waiting to see what the final play is going to be, to see if San Francisco can pull up the most miraculous upset of all time with 0 timeouts, 4 seconds in the fourth quarter, down by 3 points, with the opposing team, Tennessee Titans, having 2 timeouts remaining. I don't think San Francisco 49ers is going to pull this off, but let's see. You never know. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. It's the final game. The final game. I mean, not the final game, excuse me. It's the final play for San Francisco. That should be over. It's only 4 seconds in the fourth quarter. It should be over. Tennessee Titans should be able to hold this off. Here we go. the final play of the game for the San Francisco 49ers at their own 25. There should be absolutely no opportunity for San Francisco to make this win. They're down by 3. It is the fourth quarter, and there's only 4 seconds remaining. There's only 4 seconds remaining. Let's see if San Francisco pulls off a miraculous touchdown. And they will not. They will not. Your final score, guys, is 2017 Tennessee Titans for the victory. Tennessee wins by 3. Your final score, 20-17. Final score, 20-17. Tennessee for the win. It is over. Tennessee was able to not only make a comeback being down 10-0, they were down 10-0 at halftime. Not only was Tennessee able to make a comeback and go up and tie it 10-10 and then take the lead 17-10, but then San Fran ties the game at 17-17. Tennessee Titans come by, score the field goal, make it 20-17, burnt 2 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock, and did not allow for the San Francisco 49ers to have any time left. They left them with 4 seconds, and they had 0 timeouts. Tennessee was up by 3 with 2 timeouts on their side, and unfortunately, not enough time and no timeouts remaining. San Francisco 49ers will lose, and they may potentially drop in the playoff picture. Let's see how this will impact the playoff picture. They will be 8-7. So now the Vikings and the Eagles, with a victory this weekend, can potentially threaten the 49ers. If the Vikings win and the Eagles win and they both have a better record than the Niners may go from 6th to 8th place. Oof, that would be a ridiculous drop. Right now, Tennessee Titans, let's go ahead and refresh the picture here for the NFL playoffs, and let's see how the standings have changed for the Tennessee Titans. And it looks like right now they have not yet updated it on the NFL.com standings. Here we go, guys. NFL playoff picture. Let's see if CBS Sports has it updated. Let's double check. It looks like at the moment, there is no update yet, but with Tennessee going up with the victory, they should be at second place with 10-5. They should be at second place with 10-5. It's still showing them at third at the moment, but it's probably going to take some time for the websites to refresh on NFL.com and at CBSSports.com as well. So, guys, the final score is 20-17 with the Tennessee Titans up with a huge victory. Big time victory. Big time win. I'll see you guys on the next stream. I probably won't be streaming up until Sunday because, as you guys know, today is Thursday Night Football. Tomorrow is going to be Christmas Eve, the 24th. And then Saturday is going to be Christmas Day. So I'll probably be spending it with my family. I probably won't be doing any live streams. If I do, you're more than welcome to join me. I want to thank you guys so much for joining today. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification button so that you're always notified whenever I do a live stream. And again, I'm streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. No longer streaming on Facebook. However, if you are on Facebook, I will make sure to add the link on Facebook. Have a great night. If I don't tune in until Sunday, I hope everyone has a safe and blessed Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas Eve. Enjoy your Christmas Day. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the presents. And thank you for tuning in. Have a great night.